Welcome to the third part of HTML section. In this third part we are going to talk about two files. One is about frames, the second one is about forms in HTML. And then frames means division of a web page. So you can divide the web pages into different frames. If you want to divide the web pages into different frames, you need that many number of files which can be loaded in the frame. So each frame considered to be as a different web pages, and for division of web pages we are creating one file, and the information in the frames will be created in another different files. So now we are going to see about frames, and the second one is forms. So now if you want to create frames in an HTML file, you can divide the browser window into different segment by using the tag of frame set. Okay, so this frame set tag should be given in the body part of HTML file. If you want to create the frames in an horizontal wise, you will use frame set rows tag. If you want to create the column wise frames, then you should use the frame set column option. So either of this option to be used to create the frames. Like other tags, here also we can create different attributes to the frame sets. Like we can create border to the frames, we can create space for a size of the frame you can give, like that. You can create the loading of the frame within the same page or in different page you can give. So we can give different attributes to the frames. Okay, so here you can see a simple frame file here. In addition to this, here we are going to create two frames. We are going to divide the web pages vertically, so we are using the calls option, and two part is going to be divided. One is 200 part of the frame web page will be one frame set, the remaining will be the other frame set, that is indicated by the star symbol. And then there are two files here we are using it. One is for menu.html file, the other one is main.html file. The menu will be loaded in the first part, the second will be loaded in the second frame. And here you can see the content of the menu.html file, which will contain three links, and then main.html file, which will contain some content of the file to be displayed with the heading tag of h3. So this is how we created already two files with this HTML tag, and then we will create now a tag, the HTML file with this new tag here. You can see this is what we have created a new tag with the frame set, and then we have to save this file. And here one more thing we should see, the source is given without any path. So we have to place all the three files in the same location. To get an output, we have to place all these three files, that is the file of frames as well as the other two files, to be placed in the same place. Then only you can able to see the output for this file. Otherwise you won't get frames loaded with the file. So you have to save all these three files in the same location, and then you will see the output in a browser. So now you can see the two frames are loaded, and one frame will contain the links, the other frame will contain information. Okay, so this is about frames. The second option of this HTML file, that is the great one, that is the form. So this option is the one which is going to make this HTML file as a dynamic one. So if you want to post any information, if you want to send any information through HTML or internet, and this tag is a vital tag. You can link the HTML file through PHP or MySQL. For that, these forms are vital. So through this form only we can send any information, or through this form only we can get any information from the user. So this is how these forms are vital for the customer and internet. So all the data of the bank networking or any email networking or all the networking get the information only through this form HTML format. Again, like before, the form tag will be operated in the body section, and form tag will start with the tag of form and ends with /form tag options. So like the other tag also, here if you want to give information in text, a single line, you will give a text tag will be used. If you want to give many line information, you should use a text area option. And other options are also used, for example, check boxes, radio boxes, everything will be used within this form. And then when you are posting an information, there are two options are usually used for HTTP posting method. One is get and the other one is the post. Of these two, the post is the more secured method. Through this we can send the data through encrypted manner rather than the get method. If you send the information through the get method, we can get the details in the address bar, whereas in the post method we are unable to get such information through the address bar. Okay, that is the major difference between get and post method. So usually everybody prefer in a post method, and this is a simple form for giving information through the form. But with HTML alone, the form is not dynamic. Only you can see the information, but you can't post anything through this HTML file. So if you want to get output of this file, you need the PHP file to be worked. So that is how the HTML part of the form is very static one. So if you want to convert the static into dynamic one, you need other scripting languages. Then only this HTML file become a functional one. So now you can see a simple form, and you can see the form file will start with form and it ends with the form slash, and then the action. So the output of this form is carried out or coded in this file, and then what method you are going to use for this form uploading, you will use the option post, and then what are the details you are going to collect through this form will be given as normal HTML codes. And then here you can use drop down boxes or select boxes, and then you can use radio button, anything can be used. Then at the end of this form you should use these three options like submit and then reset buttons, and like this you can use it. And then you can, if you want to give any images to the pages, you can give all the HTML tags can be worked within this form part of the file. So after creating this file, you save the file, and then after you saving the file, you run the file using the browser. As I told earlier, the file looks like a normal file. It is not a dynamic one unless it is connected with this scripting language file. Okay, so this is what we are going to type any information, or if you want to select anything, you can after doing that you can select any file here. After doing all those things, after typing any information in first and second name options, and then you can submit the information. Now nothing will happen because there is no PHP file. If you have this PHP file, the file become a dynamic one. So until then the file remains as a static one. So this is how the forms are vital with respect to an HTML content of it. So that's why everybody shows interest to learn about the forms, and you should always remember that the information of the form should be sent through a post method. Okay, so this ends this HTML part 3 session. Thank you very much.